हरे कृष्णा माता जी।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna, Dandavat pranams to all the devotees. Hare Krishna, Ashish Prabhu, Rajalakshmi Mataji, and Krishnamurti Prabhu. Thank you for joining on time, 9:20. We will start with Rama Ramayana and then we will continue with our Kirtan. And today, lessons of Ramayana by Prabhuji. Ashish Prabhu will introduce the Prabhuji who is going to give the session. So quickly, let's start with Sampurna Ramayana via Nama Ramayana. शुद्धा ब्रह्म परात् परराम कालात्मक परमेश्वर राम, शुद्धा ब्रह्म परात् परराम कालात्मक परमेश्वर राम, देशतल्प सुख निवृत राम ब्रह्माद्यमर प्रार्थित राम, कंड किरण कुल मंडल राम श्रीमदशरथ नंदन राम, कौशल्या सुखवर्धन राम विश्वामित्र प्रियदन राम, घोरघातक राम मारीचादिनिपातक राम, कौशिकमक संरक्षक राम श्रीमदहल्योद्धारक राम, कौतममुनि संपूजित राम सुरमुनिवर गण संस्तुत राम, नाविक दावित मृदुपद राम मिथिलापुर जन मोहक राम, तरंगक राम त्रयंबक कार्मुक भंजक राम, सीताधृत वरमालिक राम वैवाहिक कौतुक राम, भार्गव दर्प विनाशक राम श्रीमदयोध्या पालक राम, राम राम जय राजा राम, राम राम जय सीता राम. अयोध्या कांड. अगणित गुण घन भूषित राम, अगणित नया कामित राम, अगणित गुण गण भूषित राम, अगणित नया कामित राम, राका चंद्र समानन राम, पितृवाक्याश्रित कानन राम, प्रिय गुह विनिवेदित दक्षालित निज मृदुपद राम, भरद्वाज मुखानंदक राम, चित्रकूटा त्रिनिकेतन चिंतित कैकेयीतनयार्पित राम, विरचित निज पितृकर्म कराम, भरतार्पित निज पादुक सीताराम राम राम जन पावन राम दुष्ट विराध विनाशन राम दंडकावन जन पावन राम दुष्ट विराध विनाशन राम शरभंग सुदीक्षण अर्चित राम अगस्त्यानुग्रह वर्धित राम गृध्रादिपसं सेवितराम पंचवटी तटशूष्टितराम शूर्पणकार्तिविदायकराम करदूषणमुखशूदकराम सीताप्रिय हरिनाथकराम मारीचातिकृदाशुकराम विनष्ट सीतान्वेषकराम नेत्रादिपगतिदायकराम शबरी दत्तफलाशनराम कबन्दबाहुच्छेदकराम राम राम जय राजा राम 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 जय सीताराम राम राम जय राजा राम 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 जय सीताराम किष्किंधा कांड हनुमान सेवित निज पद राम नटसुग्रीवाभीष्टराम हनुमान सेवित निज पद राम नटसुग्रीवाभीष्टराम गर्वितवाली संहारकराम वानरदूत प्रेषकराम हितकर लक्ष्मण संयुतराम राम राम जय राजा राम 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 जय सीताराम राम राम जय राजा राम 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 जय सीताराम सुंदरकांड कपिवर संतत संस्मृतराम तद्गतिविघ्नध्वंसकराम सीता प्राणाधारकराम दुष्ट दशानन दूषितराम शिष्ट हनुमत भूषितराम सीता वेदित काकावन राम कृतचूडामणि दर्शन राम कपिवर वचन श्वासित राम 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 जय राजा राम 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 जय सीताराम युद्धकांड रावण निधन प्रस्थितराम वानर सैन्य समावृतराम रावण निधन प्रस्थितराम वानर सैन्य समावृतराम शोषित शरीशार्तितराम विभीषणा भयदायकराम पर्वत सेतु निबंधकराम कुंभकर्ण शिरछेदकराम राक्षस संग विमर्दकराम अहिमहि रावण चारण राम संहृत दशमुख रावण राम विधि भव मुख सुर संस्तुत राम कष्टित दशरथ वीक्षित राम सीता दर्शन मोदित राम अभिषिक्त विभीषण नतराम पुष्पगयानारोहण राम भरद्वाजादिनिषेवन राम भरत प्राण प्रियकर राम साकेतपुरी भूषण राम सकल स्वीय समानत राम रत्नल सर्पीठा स्थित राम पट्टाभिषेक अलंकृत राम पार्थिव कुल सम्मानित राम विभीषणार्पित रंगक राम कीशकुलानुग्रह कर राम सकल जीव संरक्षक राम समस्त लोकाधारक राम 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 जय राजा राम 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 जय सीताराम राम राम जय राजा राम 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 जय सीताराम। उत्तराखंड आगत मुनिगण संस्तुत राम विश्रुत दश कंठोद्भव राम सीतालिंगन निर्वृत राम नीति सुरक्षित जनपद राम विपिन त्याजित जनक राम कारित लवणासुरवध राम स्वर्गत शंभुक संस्तुत राम स्वतनय कुशलवनन्दित राम अश्वमेध क्रतु दीक्षित राम कालावेदित सुरपद राम अयोध्यक जना मुक्तिद राम विधिमुख विबुधानन्दक राम तेजोमय निज रूपक राम संस्मृति बंध विमोचक राम धर्मस्थापन तत्पर राम भक्ति परायण मुक्तिद राम सर्व चराचर पालक राम सर्व भवामय हारक राम वैकुंठालय संस्थित राम नित्यानंद स्थित राम राम जय राजा राम 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 जय सीताराम राम राम जय राजा राम 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 जय सीताराम राम राम जय राजा राम 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 जय सीताराम राम राम जय राजा राम 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 जय सीताराम। Shri Nama Ramayana Sampurnam. So we'll now do quickly until the speaker joins. We'll do Kirtan that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did as he was passing through the Jharkhand forest, glorifying Krishna, glorifying Lord Ram. Krishna 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 He Krishna 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 He Krishna 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 He Krishna Keshava Krishna Keshava Krishna Keshava Pahima Rama Raghava Rama Raghava Rama Raghava Rakshama Rama Raghava Rama Raghava Rakshama Krishna Keshava Krishna Keshava Krishna Keshava Pahima Krishna Keshava Krishna Keshava Krishna Keshava Pahima Rama Raghava Rama Raghava Rama Raghava Rakshama Rama Raghava Rama Raghava Rama Raghava Rakshama Krishna Keshava Krishna Keshava Krishna Keshava Pahima Rama Raghava Rama Raghava Rama Raghava रक्षमाम् अज्ञानातिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादिशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्ता वृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्ता वृंद जय श्री कृष्ण प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्ता वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम 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 जय सीताराम रघुपति राघव राजा राम रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतिता पावन सीताराम सीताराम जय 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 सीताराम रघुपति राघव राजा राम कृष्ण 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 हे कृष्ण 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 हे राम राघव राम राघव राम राघव रक्षोमा कृष्ण केशव कृष्ण केशव कृष्ण केशव पाहि मां हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा माता जी।
निताय जय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय जय जय प्रभुपाद गुरुदेव निताय हरि बोल गौर हरि बोल गौर हरि बोल निताय गौरा हरि बोल जय श्री श्री सीताराम लक्ष्मण भरत शत्रुघ्न हनुमान जी की जय गौर निताय की जय कलियुग विदित पावन हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय हरे कृष्ण
Thank you so much, Mata ji. Am I audible?
Yes Prabhu, over to you. Hare Bol.
Yeah. Pradyumna Prabhu ji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, for late joining.
So thank you so much, all of you, for joining the session. You know that Ram Navami is coming. It is there in the next week. So just let us walk on the roads of Ayodhya, and Prabhuji will take us to Ayodhya. The lessons of Ramayana, that is the topic which Prabhuji has chosen. So Pradyumna Mishra Prabhuji is a disciple of wonderful Maharaj, His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, and Prabhuji has joined. He has accepted saffron around 15 years back. I got the fortune to stay with Prabhuji in the same ways. So I've seen how sincere, strict he is. Right now, the prominent seva which Prabhuji is doing is nurturing and grooming the youths, the college students. Okay, so like he's trying to bring them closer to the mission, closer to Krishna, and that is his prominent service. He also takes them to the various yatras. So Prabhuji, thank you so much for accepting to come to this forum and to enlighten us on the beautiful topic related to Ramayana. Very good. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. So am I audible?
Yes, Prabhuji, audible.
Om Ajnana-Timrandhasya Jnananjana-Shalakaya Chakshurunditam Yena Tasmai Shri-Gurave Namah. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatyadevatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So my sincere apologies for joining late. I was trying to connect with the Wi-Fi, but my system is not working. I don't know how that happened. I'm joining to some other network. Okay. So so today I thought of speaking on Ramayana and Rahul.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Those who can open the videos, if you're not in the office, please do that. We feel connected when you're opening the videos, cameras.
Okay. So it's really wonderful to see how this forum has been cultivated and all of you join regularly to hear online classes. Though as I had thought after the COVID phase has passed through, all these things have been finished. But I'm happy to see that there's some online things have been happening so wonderfully. I'm really glad to see that you all are doing so wonderfully. Hare Krishna. So Ramayana, we see Ramayana is wrote by Valmiki Muni, and earlier he was a Ratnakar dacoit. So just by the association of Narad Muni, this dacoit has transformed into such a great sage Valmiki. Earlier dacoit, when this dacoit Ratnakar, he saw Narad Muni, he wanted to kidnap him. And while Narad Muni saw him, Narad Muni could see some potential in him. And then Narad Muni actually brought about this transformation into this Ratnakar dacoit. So that's what the potency of a sadhu sangha is. Even there is a moment of association of such a association of such a pure devotee, it can transform even such a dacoit into such a great sage who went on to write the great epic Ramayana. So this transformation, way to see this transformation, actually, bhakti is a process that is a mm, that is the process of transformation. Bhakti is a process by which you experience this transformation. As I told you, that word Satnakar to Valmiki. So this is something which we need to experience. Bhakti is something which we need to experience. As Bhagavad Gita says, Pratyaksha avagamam dharmam sukhim dharmam saugayam. Bhakti is a pratyaksha. Bhakti is a pratyaksha. Bhakti is a protection in the sense it is uh, it is to be observed protection by direct perception. It can be observed. Prataksha avagamam. You can experience it directly. There is no indirect, not even indirect. It is a direct experience. And what the direct experience is? Susukham. That is a Susukham. That is a Sukha is a happiness. Susukham is very a great amount of joy and happiness. Right? That happiness, and that happiness is Avyayam. Avyayam means it is everlasting. Kartum, that means it is actually it's actionable. Right? Bhakti is a actionable item. It is not something which is into the mind to be carried out. Right? So bhakti is experienced. As we see, the dacoit experience is transformation. Anubhuti, भक्ति की अनुभूति होती है, right? So अनुभव, we need to uh, experience this transformation in our life also. If we have seen ourselves, we have been transformed as we came to Krishna consciousness. as we started chanting, as we started associating with the devotees reading the scriptures, we have also gone through the transformation, right? That transformation wherein probably what we were earlier and now what we were, what we are, right? That transformation when we see and look back into it's like that transformation when we see when our friend circle, how they were, and when we left them, how they have gone through, and now what we are, right? So that transformation Bhakti has brought about into us, right? So as I did this Ratnakar, that word Ratnakar. So the my point is, yes, you know, the world is the place of a suffering, and it is not that the devotees will be devoid of the heat of this material world. They will also face the material world's heat. Uh, However, they know how to approach to this world. What is their approach? They are very well aware of. They know how to engage with this world so that they can perfect their life. So they have a proper goal. They have a proper path characterized. They have path which is chalked out so well. So that is a bhakti. So, and that brings about when we approach in such a way, which will bring out a lot of transformation. We'll experience the transformation we have experienced and we will experience also. Right? So, one may say, okay, uh, Shastra, when we speak about the Shastra like Ramayana, that Ramayana, the translation and everything is available for everybody. Even anybody uh, who is a literate, he can read that translation. Right? But Anuvad is available for everybody, but Anubhuti is not available to anybody. Anuvad of Shastra, the translation of Shastra's Ramayana, like that literature, is available to everybody, but not Anubhuti. Right? That Anubhuti will come when we apply that scriptures in our life and when we experience that anubhav, right? When we experience that transformation, right? That is called as anubhuti. So that anubhuti we want to are looking for. So when we read through the scriptures or when we hear, what we are looking for is a transformation, right? So one person, Indian gentleman, he approached Srila Prabhupada and said, I have memorized the whole Bhagavad Gita and I can recite Bhagavad Gita in just 45 minutes. Srila Prabhupada said, okay, can you leave Bhagavad Gita for 5 minutes? At least for the 5 minutes, right? That's what it means to say, right? People have gathered a lot of skills and talents even in a spiritual life, but we are not talking about that. We are talking about how much the transformation has taken place, how much they have applied the scriptures into their own life. So the goal and purpose has to be very well chalked out. What is the goal and purpose? So, yeah. Uh, Let me now, as Ashish told me that you have like the whole next week we will be talking about the Ramayana. So I was not sure what episode I should speak about. Um, Let me pick up something. So this is the episode. I'm just picking up certain episodes from Ramayana. Let's see if we can derive some lessons from it. So Ram, Lakshmana, and Sita, they were living in a forest, and so all the Rakshasas also stays in a forest. So and they roam through the forest. So the forest, it says that forest is the place of a realization. Right? There are two, three places talked about: hospital, forest, and and the place where the dead bodies are burned, right? Crematorium, right? These are the three places of realizations. And going there, you get a realization about life and death. Right? Yeah, I experienced this, you know, going to the hospitals. Then you realize, and you become so grateful to the God. Oh God, thank you very much that all my limbs are so well. I'm not suffering at least like these patients, right? You are very thankful. Uh, and when we go to the crematorium, when we see the dead bodies are being gone, and then we realize, uh, and then so many poetries and shairis comes to the mind that, uh, he had earned so much, he had done so much, but now what is he carrying? All that is left off, right? So these are the places of realization. And jungle is also another place of realization because at any moment there is a danger. Really? So sometimes, a few of my students, they says, I like to be a bird. I like to be free like an animal going in the forest and moving around. Is that really a freedom? I don't know, is that really a freedom? A bird like a sparrow, when it comes on the ground and picks up a grain, how does it pick up the grain? He looks around 10 times and pick up a one grain. Again, looks for 10, 20 times around and then pick up a grain. Right? Just imagine if that kind of pressure be on us. While we take one morsel, we have to look around. Is anybody attacking me? And then take another morsel. Huh. How much it will be, right? That will have been we could have gone in a stress and depression. Isn't it? So this animal world is like a death at any point of time. Isn't it? So they don't have really a freedom, right? There is like, the life is such a turmoil there. Okay. So yes, jungle is also plate of a lot of realizations. So Ram, Lakshman, and Sita, they're going to the forest, and in the forest, as I said, there are many rakshasas, wild animals. They also live. So Shurpanakha was also there around this forest, and she was searching for the food. As she was searching for the food, she was she was a demoness. She was a man-eating demoness. So as she was searching for food, she smelled a human. She smelled a human, and she was stressing, where is this human star? And then she saw, yes, this whole family, Lord Ramachandra, Sita Devi, and Lakshman. She saw the beauty of Lord Ramachandra and desire. As she saw the beauty of Lord Ramachandra, right, her desire starts changing from belly to the flesh, the desire to enjoy Lord Ramachandra. Right. So she immediately changed her very ugly form to very attractive form, right, for proposing Lord Ramachandra. Ramachandra politely declined her offer, and he said, "I'm already married." So jokingly, he pointed out to his brother, "He's my brother Lakshmana, right? You can enjoy with him." So she looked at Lakshmana. So Lakshmana was also very beautiful. But Lakshmana said, "I am a servant of Lord Ramachandra. If you have to marry me, then you will have to become servant of mine, servant of me, and I am the servant of Ram and Sita. You have to become the servant of Sita's servant." Right? So the servants language, the people don't understand who have such a strong tendency of enjoyment. Right? जिनकी भोग वृत्ति ज्यादा है, उनको सेवा वृत्ति ट्रांसफॉर्म नहीं होता है. So there are two vrittis, bhoga vritti and seva vritti. Right? Bhoga vritti is, how can I, this world is meant for my enjoyment. And seva vritti is, how can I serve others. Right? So those who have a strong bhoga vritti, the seva vritti cannot come into them. Right? So if we have to progress into our life, then we have to come to our constitutional position that I am a Gopi Bhattar Patakamalayur Das Das Dasani Das. Right? that I'm a servant of the servant of the servant, right? So if you have to come to the position of a servant, seva vritti, if that has to be imbibed into our heart, then we have to reduce our bhoga vritti. Right? Now, one may say, okay, does that mean to say that I have to just become like a, I don't have any emotions and I just have to serve without considering myself? No, there's a good consideration to yourself. We are not saying that we don't have to enjoy, but we have to become a co-enjoyers, right? We have to become a co-enjoyers along with the God, right? We are not devoid of the enjoyment. We can enjoy, but we have to enjoy along with the Lord. How many of you feel that, coming to the bhakti is like a very moroseness and that you don't have to enjoy anything? Rather, after coming to the bhakti, we enjoy the more, along with the devotees who go on for the outings. You know, the outside people, they don't go on so much of outing, how much we devotees carry on the yatras. So many yatras we go on, right? And as we meet, what we discuss, wonderful Krishna Katha, wonderful philosophy, which will actually stimulate your intelligence. So there is enjoyment even for the intelligence, right? Speaking such a wonderful kirtan we have, right? Just before starting, because I came late, I could hear wonderful kirtan going on, right? So such a wonderful kirtan we have for years. Manoranjan is also there, Buddhi Ranjan is also there, right? And there's a wonderful opportunity to mix with the devotees, socializing is also there, opportunity to serve them. In the serving them, small service you do, and devotees glorify you so much, right? In the service is also there is so much of glorification, right? So such a wonderful association. So all things are taken care, right? There is a Deha Ranjan, there is a Manoranjan, there is a Buddhi Ranjan, and of course, because everything is centered around Krishna, so there is a, I don't know what it is called as Atma Ranjan is also there, right? So there is a happiness in all fields, right? We are not devoid of the happiness. Rather, we enjoy the more compared to the any other materialist. We enjoy the more. Only devotees knows how to eat so much of wonderful sweets, so much of Mahaprasad, right? That comes from so many places, and devotees they literally follow this. Bhumte bhojayate, nectar of instruction service, right? Serve and be served. Wonderful prasad. So we enjoy the more, right? So being a servant, we actually enjoy the more, right? Uh, so I think, yeah, like somebody who has a BMW, the owner of BMW, he goes on in his BMW and he takes a pride. I'm driving a BMW. I'm in a BMW. And who is driving is a small driver, maybe a middle class person who is driving it. So actually, the driver, if he just cooperates with the owner of that BMW, he gets to drive the BMW, right? He drives that owner to the office and bring back that car, right? So he enjoys the drive. Not, that owner may be busy, caught up with the offices, but who enjoys more is the driver, isn't it? So if we just cooperate, but tomorrow if the owner says, okay, let's go to the from Dadar to the church gate, but he says, no, we'll go Dadar, from Dadar we'll go to Thane, then what will the owner will do? Owner will say, okay, get out of my car, get out of this job, right? So he will be devoid of that what facility he was getting into the driving his BMW. So if we just cooperate, then he also gets to enjoy. So that's how we are co-enjoy with the God. We just have to cooperate with the God. Whatever he has said, the restrictions, whatever the realm he has said, if we just play into that, we are going to enjoy, right? So, so becoming a saver is actually we enjoy the more. Okay. So, but somebody who has a strong ego, they cannot accept I being servant, right? And the same was with this Shurpanakha. She had a pure, unalloyed sexual desire, right? And the devotees have pure, unalloyed service desire, devotional service, right? So she wanted to enjoy and she could not tolerate that I have to become a servant of Sita. So Bhagavad Gita very well says, she became very angry. Bhagavad Gita says, anger comes when the lust is not satisfied. Right? So whom she became angry against is because I'm not able to get, enjoy Sita. I'm not able to enjoy Ram or Lakshman. Why? What was the reason? Reason is Sita. So she thought, let me pounce upon Sita and kill her, right? To fulfill the desire for the flesh. She thought, let me just kill Sita. And she was about to pounce on Sita. See, lust is it's such a terrible enemy. It's such a vicious. It wants to finish off anybody who comes in between. So that time when she was pouncing upon, Lakshmana actually checked her. And to punish her, he actually disfigured her. He cut off her nose and ears. That story we all know. So she went to Shurpanakha, she went to Khar and Dushan, saying that the Ram and Lakshman, they attacked me and they have done disfigured my whole face. So they, Khar and Dushan, they remember. No, so sorry. So they also attacked, but they got single-handedly defeated by Ram and Lakshman. Thousands of Rakshasas were defeated by just Ram and Lakshman. Right? So then they understood he is not a normal man. Shurpanakha understood she is not a normal man. But she wanted to take the revenge. And how to take the revenge? She went to Ravana. Shurpanakha was actually married to a demon called as Drishtabuddhi. And this Drishtabuddhi, uh, so actually Ravana had a throne of all the Rakshasa demons. So one of the contender for this throne is Drishtabuddhi. So he was a strong contender for this throne. So how to make him alive rather than fighting with him? How to make him alive? So Ravana thought, let me marry my sister to him, so that he becomes my ally, and then he will not become a contender of this throne. So that's how that was done by Ravana. But Ravana was still had some issues with Drishtabuddhi, and that's why he actually killed Drishtabuddhi. Right. So now Shurpanakha, she in the heart of heart, she wanted to take she became widow, and she heart of heart realized that Ravana had done this. So she wanted to take a revenge against Ravana also. Now just imagine, Shurpanakha, that's how the demons thinking are. She wanted to take a revenge against Ravana, and she wanted to take the revenge against Ram and Lakshman also. So with one arrow, she thought, let me have the revenge against both of them. So, but then she thought, okay, if I incite Ravana to fight against Ram and Lakshman, he may not do so because he had heard how powerful Lord Ramachandra is. So by then, another commander had come and he already cautioned Lord Ramachandra that how powerful is Ram and Lakshman are. So Shurpanakha was in the court. She was in the court and fell at the feet of Ravana. When Ravana saw Shurpanakha, and he said, he was shocked to see the Shurpanakha. Said, why are you crying? And saw her disfigured face. And said, who dared to do this? Who has invited death, right, onto himself by doing this kind of act? And he raised from his throne, said, I will kill him. Tell me who has done. So Shurpanakha very well knew when to press which button, right? So she said, "What kind of king you are here? The citizens are suffering and you are enjoying here. I'm not just a citizen, but I'm the sister."
ಇನ್ನೇನ್ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಏನ್ ಹಾಕಿಲ್ವಲ್ಲ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಏನಾರು ಹಾಕಿದೆ
So the citizens are suffering and you are enjoying here. I'm not just a citizen, but I'm a sister. And she was insulted. Ravana said, raised his sword and said, "I will kill him. Tell me who has done to you." And Shurpanakha said, "Ram and Lakshman." Immediately, Ravana became sober and sat down on the throne, kept his sword back because he had heard what happened in Janasthan. So they are very powerful. So Shurpanakha realized this. So Shurpanakha realized now she could not insult Ravana. So then she thought, let me change the story completely. Then so she started saying, you know, what caused the battle? What caused the fight? So then, because Shurpanakha knew what is the weakness of Ravana, so she started saying, Rama has a very beautiful wife. And she gave such a wonderful detailed description of Sita Devi and inciting Ravana's lust. Ravana arose and he was salivating and says, yes. Shurpanakha then said, when I saw Sita, so I thought she is just the right woman for you, Ravana. She should be your queen, right? So I was just thinking, when I saw her, I was just thinking about you, right? Uh, and then she went on describing further things. So when I went to her to take her as a your queen, they obstructed me, right? And Shurpanakha had her own desire to fulfill while approaching Rama Lakshman, but she made up the whole story. So that's what happens when the people are with the selfish motives, they mispresent everything and report in such a way that they fulfill their selfish purposes. They show themselves as a very good people and make sure that others do what they want them to do. So Shurpanakha she misconstructed the whole thing in such a way that Ravana actually act upon fighting with Ram and Lakshman and ultimately take the revenge for Shurpanakha. Ravana, one who was paused when he heard Ram and Lakshman's name, but now he lost his intelligence, right? ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसं संगस्तेषुपजायते संगात् संजायते कामात् कामात् क्रोधो विजायते क्रोधात् भवति सम्मोहः सम्मोहात् स्मृति भ्रंशात् बुद्धिनाशो. He lost his intelligence when he heard the beauty of Sita and he embarked the course by which he actually met his own destruction. So many Rakshasas, not only his destruction, but so many Rakshasa race was wiped out by the action he took upon. All because he could not control his senses. So this all because he could not control the senses, and this was triggered by Shurpanakha. So Shurpanakha is there to exploit Ravana's shortcoming, right, for her own purposes, right? Selfish actually exploit the lust. So this is what is done. What we understand is this was done by the entertainment industry, advertisement industry. What they do, they have their own product to sell. It doesn't they doesn't show the product just a straight way. Like earlier, of course, the earlier the advertisement used to be, they used to talk about the virtues of this product. Okay, this product is this product is this product is this, right? But nowadays they camouflage that product, saying that how can these give you the good enjoyment. Psychologists, they say, people act not just based upon the rational thinking, but on the feelings, right? When there is just an advertisement of a luggage pack, but they show a couple together, right? So that inside their feelings, right? Rather than showing that how that luggage is so sturdy, how it can be very helpful to you, but now because the people doesn't go by the rational thinking, but they go on the feelings. When they see such a poster, they feel like I should have this, right? That's what these advertisements are, industries are. They focus on the triggering the pupil's feeling, how the pupil's feeling can be triggered. And they will do that, right? That is the industries, right, nowadays. Car to be sold not on the uh, not on uh, uh, the merits, not on the merits what it has, but the car will be sold how it has been looks so attractive, how it catches the attention of so many people. The boys and girls they come together, right? That is shown, and that's why people are so stupid that they just believe in everything being shown, right? And they can't stand. So ads have their own product to sell, but they exploit the pupil's weaknesses and they use this to fill the uh, pocket of themselves. So entertainment industry is the same. It describes the and depicts the titillations, and they people watch these movies, right? And they start feeling, I am that film star, I am that hero who is acting. After coming out of the movie, they still carry that air around them. They start feeling that I am also that hero. They start speaking in the same tone. They start walking in the same way how the hero is walking, right? So that's how this entertainment and advertisement industries are just pulling us and filling their pockets, withdrawing the money from ourselves and tormenting ourselves. I remember one of my friends when back into the those days, probably in the 90s, when there was a movie called as Titanic. It was a very famous movie. He had gone and watched that movie, and that time it was like costing a good amount of time because we did just used to get some pocket money, and from that pocket money we used to go for these movies. So he went for the movie, and then he said for consecutively 4 5 nights he could not sleep because he could remember the same scene that this hero is being getting drowned, hero will die now, right? And so that and the heroine is calling out for him, and he could hear the calling out of heroine, and he may get drowned into this Titanic. So this was it, right? So actually, people go for manoranjan to these movies, isn't it? They go for entertaining themselves, but in return, what happens? They carry more burden on themselves. So this boy, who after watching the movie, he was getting not getting a proper sleep, and again the tormenting scene was again and again coming to them. Right? People watch the horror movies and horror series, and they cannot step out into that dark road. They feel scared that somebody may be coming back. You know, कोई मेरे पीछे से आकर हाथ रख देगा मेरे shoulders के ऊपर, right? Something like that. And for getting tormenting themselves, they are throwing up so much of money, and they are not getting even an entertainment. So this is what the Shurpanaka's episode represents, right? So when people are such a exploitative people for their selfish purposes, they exploit others, and the fools are these conditioned souls who get exploited, and they forget that they're even losing their money also in the hopes of getting the enjoyment. That's what the Ravana is. So Ravana, now he makes a plan, as the description of Shurpanakha. He makes a plan, and he asked Maricha to be part, to join for the conspiracy to abduct Sita. Ravana told Maricha, you take the form of a golden deer, and he tells him the whole plan. Maricha tries to disobey. Ravana says, I am not come here, and he actually start giving advice to Ravana. Ravana says, I am not here to hear the advice from you, right? But I am here to just give instruction. So this is what happens when somebody is so much blinded. The good instructions, the good advice actually doesn't work for him. So, so there is something called as the physical blindness. Okay, so Dhritarashtra didn't have just a physical blindness, but he was blinded by the actually wealth. So there is a physical blindness. Above that is the blindness of the wealth. That was the Dhritarashtra. He could not. He was so blinded by the wealth, by the empire that he didn't want to lose out that empire. He wanted that empire. If not me, then for me and for my children, and not for somebody else. That was the Dhritarashtra. He was not just physically blind. He was blinded by the wealth. More than that is blinded by the pride. Somebody is blinded by the pride. The the simple phenomena, the simple compassion doesn't come into his mind. So there's a pride, blinded by pride. And then there is a more than that is a blinded by the lust, kamanta, right? So that was Ravana. Good instruction didn't work for him. So, so just he said to Maricha, just accept my instructions or die from my hand. You have just these two choices. Maricha thought, okay, in this plan, it's better to die from the hand of Lord Ramachandra than to the die from the hand of Ravana. And Maricha complied, and he became that beautiful golden deer. Sita was plucking flowers. She saw this golden deer, and she called out for Lord Ramachandra and Lakshmana. Lakshmana also came. Ram was also very happy to see Sita being so happy, right? So actually, devotees they take pleasure into the other devotees are being pleased. So Lord Ramachandra was very happy because she was a princess and she has come to the jungle. When Ramachandra was exiled to the forest, he wanted to go alone, but Sita said, you cannot go alone. As I am your Ardhangini, I want to join him. Ramachandra felt she is a princess. She had been lived into the royal palaces, royal living she had. How can she will come to the forest? But because of me, because I am married and I have to go to the forest, she has to live in such a forest and go through such a austerity which she never experienced into her life. So he was happy to see the Sita was happy. So Sita asked her, so you see that wonderful deer? I want that wonderful deer so that we can play. We will keep him as a pet. Ram could not refuse that. Lakshmana said, Lakshmana said, I haven't seen such a kind of deer. This is not an ordinary deer. It seems like a dal mein kala ya फिर पूरी dal kali hai. It doesn't seem like a real. So Sita said, we can keep that pet with us. And when we go back, we'll give this gift to Mother Kaushalya. Hearing the Sita's word, actually Ram decided to get that deer. He asked Lakshmana to guard. Lakshmana, he said, I feel this is not real, as none of the animals are coming closer to this deer. You see this. So rather, all the animals are repelled. They are going away. As he's going, all the birds are flying away from it. No other deer, no other animal is coming closer to this deer. This may be a Rakshasa in disguise, right? So I feel there is something in this. But Sita continued to pursue, and Ram has to be obliged. So Maricha wanted this. He saw Ramachandra coming closer to him, and he started fleeing. As he's coming more closer, he started fleeing more faster. He's running more far and with greater speed. So initially the plan was to catch the deer, but the deer started running, so Ram has to run. So this time, so sometime after it is closed, but suddenly that deer took a giant leap and going far and far away. And we all know how the terrible was unfold that then the uh, Lord Ramachandra, he takes the voice of Ramachandra, and Lakshmana also starts looking after. He was not want to go away, but Sita asked to go and figure it out what happened to Lord Ramachandra. So the lesson what we learn from this is we may have uh, we should not just go by the what appears like, right? There is a difference between the appearance and the substance, right? When any other animal in the forest see the mirage, they run after it thinking that this is a water, right? But actually it is a burning sand. An intelligent human being, when he sees the mirage, he knows, he uses intelligence. He says, this is the, he comes to the proper understanding that this is the illusion. So, seeing in the believing is the philosophy of animals. It is not for the humans. Right? Humans, whatever they see, they actually discriminate through the intelligence, right? And they come to the right conclusion. But animals, they act by instinct. They believe into the mirage. So humans not believe on seeing. They use their intelligence and then they decide, right? So humans, intelligence, uh, but nowadays the people are so much moved by what it appears. So when they see something beautiful, something, the intelligence actually take a step back, and then they are moved by just the appearance, the external appearance, and that's how the people get exploited, right? So sometimes when we don't need anything, but we start finding the need of it, right? Uh, like the fashion is says to be, fashion means it goes on the appearance, right? So somebody said so well, the fashion is such a uh, fashion is a form of such a ugliness. It's so intolerable that it has to change every 6 months, and all the world around us they insights us on the appearance, and they ask us to take this, to buy this, to adopt this, right, based upon the fashion, right? So people want to exploit our vulnerability for the good looks, right? For the appearance, and we actually suffer. So this is what the lessons we understand from the episode of Shurpanakha and Ravana being inside the weakness, and then how Maricha actually Sita Devi goes on the appearance. This is all, of course, the part of a leader, but there's a wonderful lesson for all of us to learn from. So I think we can take upon some questions if they have somebody else.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. As all of us know, Ramayana is very vast, epic, and out of that, taking one part and giving out lesson, it was really difficult. But then you have done it a great justice to the point. Thank you so much. Do we have any questions? Can you raise your hands if you have any questions? Yeah, Suma Mataji, you are
No,
you
you
are
are.
muted. Yeah, please unmute yourself. Mataji, yeah, you have to unmute yourself.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, pranams Prabhuji.
Right.
Prabhuji, I just wanted to know, how can we use our intelligence uh, uh, in Krishna consciousness other than Swadhyaya, Prabhuji?
Rather than Swadhyaya.
Swadhyaya. In
Rather
our
than
daily life,
yeah, please go ahead, go ahead.
in our daily life, Prabhuji, all the time we can't be emotional, and we have to deal with so many devotees and non-devotees as well. So, and at the same time, we have to be Krishna consciousness in Krishna consciousness also. So, how can we use our intelligence, Prabhuji?
Oh, okay. How do you use the intelligence? So, there's a wonderful Rupa Goswami, our acharyas, they talk about while dealing with the people, we have the four ways to travel, right? With the God, we have a maitri. Sorry, with the God, we love, right? For the devotees, we do friendship. For the ignorant, we give them compassion. That means we share the Krishna consciousness. We guide them. We give them the proper instructions so that they come to the Krishna consciousness. And for the atheistic people who are not ready to accept Krishna consciousness, we just deal with them for whatever the needful has to be done. Right? So that's how we can use our intelligence to discriminate how which category of this person is. Right? And as per that, we deal with them. Okay. So if somebody is an atheistic class, but you have to deal with him. You cannot be, in the office there, most of the people probably around you could be atheistic class who don't accept the Krishna consciousness. So for them, you just have to be, deal with whatever the things, needful thing you have to do, what is the office work you have to do, just do that much. Right? But they may not be always be atheistic. Sometimes they may show some interest. So that time you should show your compassion and give some logical inputs about the Krishna consciousness, right? Give them with your proper understanding and intelligence. Actually, strike them a good way. I'll tell you an example. Srila Prabhupada was speaking to a racer. He was, I think, car racer. And Srila Prabhupada was speaking to this car racer, and he was that car racer. He asked Srila Prabhupada, "Oh, so is this your car?" And he went on describing, "Oh, yeah, this is my car, and this is what happens." And Prabhupada said, "What you do?" Then he said, "Okay, I drive. I have a racing with this car, and we have this machinery, specialized these things, and this." He went on explaining so many things, so many things, so many things, and Prabhupada just heard him so much, right? And then he was went on describing so many other races and this. And then he stopped and then said, Prabhupada asked him, but in the racing in the car, you must have accidents. He said, yes, we have many accidents. And are there accidents fatal sometimes? Prabhupada asked, yes. He said, so many people die in the car accidents. And then Prabhupada asked, what happens after the death? And he was quiet. Prabhupada said, okay, now I will explain. Right? So that is how we have to strike some chord with such kind of people. We have to hear them and with our intelligence strike a chord and give them. And then Prabhupada spoke all Bhagavad Gita knowledge that we are spirit soul, how the death is, right? And giving him some Krishna consciousness somewhere. Right? But you have to see it as per the person. Like for other instance, I will tell you how Prabhupada is so compassionate. Prabhupada knows the understanding of how the people are so conditioned. Like at one time, Prabhupada was going on a morning walk on a beach, and there was one of fisher who was catching his fish, and he got a good catch. And he saw this devotees coming around this stage coming around. He says, "Today I have a good catch. Anybody for the fish curry today? Anybody for the fish curry today?" Prabhupada said him, "You enjoy, you enjoy." Right? And he moved ahead. And then he turned to the disciple and said, and suffer. He didn't say on his face that you enjoy and suffer, because if he would have said, he would have not understood it. Right? So Prabhupada knows that sensitivity, what to speak. He doesn't want to get unnecessary arguments where people have not open for Krishna consciousness. right? He acknowledged, that he wanted to do something. If you have something, if you see some sage, you want to share. He didn't understand. That person is so ignorant that he doesn't understand. Okay, this fish or non-veg should not be offered to a sadhu or a holy man, right? He just offered it like that. Prabhupada acknowledged he wanted to do something good. Yeah. So that's how you have to see somewhere if they can come in the Krishna conscious fold with our intelligence, using it rather than just presenting always logic, right? That logic may get into argument. We may win over the argument, but it will be like operation is successful, but the patient is dead. That should not happen. So using our intelligence, using our sensitivity, we should deal with the people.
Hare Krishna.
I
Prabhuji,
think that.
sometimes it becomes very difficult to discriminate itself, Prabhuji, like in the four groups. They do not come under the artistic category also. They do the worship also along with the demigods. They do worship of Krishna also. So in that time, and when we say that about the mantra, they are not ready to accept that also. So in that case, how can we give them Krishna consciousness, Prabhuji? Like we can't
Okay.
even
How can. Yeah.
when we know that, sorry, Prabhuji, know that they
Yeah,
do not have any interest or respect for the mantra. So how can we say or glorify about what to glorify the mantra, Prabhuji, like for an artistic or for a faithless person? That we cannot do, no, Prabhuji, like it's one of the offense, like. So
okay. Okay. So it's always better to make them favorable and uh, right, rather than talking about the so much importance that the holy name is so important and you cannot offend the holy name. Holy name is so potent. If they don't have a faith, don't talk about it, right? Like we give prasad, like somebody who is a non-Hindu, they don't accept prasad. But we don't give them as a prasad. We give this is sweet I brought from my home, right? So they will acquire a lot of agyat sukruti, right? And where that sukruti once it matures, they may have a favorable attitude towards bhakta and bhakti, right? So that's how we have to do. That's how we have to do. We have to build up their agyat sukruti. That's the best way by giving them some prasad, by indirectly making them chant Hare Krishna or asking them to hear wonderful music of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, something like that. That's how we have to progress. Thank you.
thank you so much, Prabhuji. Pranams.
Yes, Medhavani Sakyamataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dalat Pranam. Thank you so much, Prabhu. I was just remembering His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. Once he gave prasad to someone saying, my mother cooked this. And later on in the class, he was saying, all of the devotees here are my mothers. So he just gave it to one person who was, very favorably took it because he thought it was Radhanath Swami Maharaj's mother only who cooked it like that. So devotees are very intelligent. Prabhuji, my question, I have two questions actually. One is as a result of Suma Mataji's question. So we see Nityan, we are like, Prabhupada followed the mood of Nityananda Prabhu, right? So sometimes, although it is, offensive, to give Krishna consciousness to a person who does not have faith, right? When we go for book distribution, we don't see whether somebody has got faith or not. We just, somehow or the other, we want to give them some small book at least, even if they are not ready, because if they read Prabhupada's book, then the faith will automatically come. So how do we strike a balance? Because we see Nityananda Prabhu, even though Madai hit him on his head, he was willing to, take that violence also and yet gave mercy. Of course, Nityananda Prabhu is at that level. But even we know Prabhupada, for that reason, Prabhupada also, like you said, you enjoy and suffer. He did not tell on the face suffer. So it looks like although Prabhupada had the mood of Nityananda Prabhu, he also, for the, current Kali Yuga Vasis who are very much degraded, certain things may not be told, right? We don't accept that kind of hit or anything to give Krishna consciousness. So we see that Prabhupada, although had the mood of Nityananda Prabhu, exercised that kind of, not speaking certain things which will cause an, aggravated situation like that. But then as a sadhaka, when we are just trying to fulfill, because our Guru Maharaj just told us to preach, we don't have that intelligence where we say you enjoy and suffer, where we say, we don't even talk to them, we don't even approach them for book distribution, or where we give them, a chance that, okay, this person, if he takes the book and reads it, definitely it will benefit. like that. So that discrimination, how do we get it, Prabhuji? Of course, it comes with experience, but some tips on that will really help, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. I have one more question, Prabhu, after this, maybe. Hare Krishna.
Okay, so you're asking about when to go, when do we understand that we can give him something more, or when do we understand when to withdraw? That's what you are saying, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So it should be with our, as you said rightly, it should be with our experience, with the see, many times in a book distribution, you can just say, you can trick somebody that this book may help you in finding your habits properly. It may help you. This association of devotees may help you wake up early, probably, right, to get to your proper routines, right. These kind of things, when we used to go for the book distribution, we used to also say that this book has a good formula by which you can manage your life and come to that kind of living by which you have clarity of thought. So is there any wrong in that? Because the mode of goodness that gives us a clarity, right? And the 14th chapter, 17th chapter, 18th chapter to talk about this. When somebody has a mode of goodness, how he has a clarity in his thoughts. So decision making becomes so easy, right? So these kind of tips you can tell them, those who are really interested. So you have to catch what they are looking for, and strike that common point between our Krishna conscious philosophy and what they are looking for. If you catch that, then they may become interested, right? But we cannot just cheat somebody in the name of Krishna consciousness. Like, you may start promising so much that it may not be delivered, right? So we should not do that, because the people, he may take upon the book, but he will feel cheated. And then whole the image what he will carry and what he will speak out to his friends is that they cheated me, right? So somewhere we have to see that, where we where we have that the common points, where what their need is and what we can offer, and where we have to just strike that common point and uh, go through that and take them on board, something like that. That's what I could say.
Okay. No, Prabhuji, because some people, they say that, those who have a scientific bent of mind, you can give science of self-realization, easy journey to other planets, etc. Sometimes when we give those books, they're expecting actual how to go to other planets, etc. When they take that book, and then Prabhupada generally says, Ah, Brahma Bhuvana Loka, Punar Avartina Arjuna. You need to give up the desire to go to other planets. That's how we arrive at when reading those books. So it's like that, the person, when you meet them the next time, one person told me, Are, इसमें तो कुछ नहीं था, बाकी planets में कैसा जाना है? Then I said, the conclusion was that, you're supposed to come to the point that, there is no other planet worth going. We need to go back to that planet from where we don't come back. And then they don't resonate with that, Prabhu. They said, Are, you said you can go to other planets. You gave me a book. That book didn't talk about any planet. It was always saying Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. And then I said, okay, I'll give you another book. This one you can able to relate better. Like that, I have tried. It just worked with some people that, they take 2-3 books like this from me. And then, they finally understood that, okay, you're going to give me Krishna conscious books. If they're interested, they come back for the 4th book. Otherwise, they say, stay away from her. She will give some books saying, it'll help you for this, it'll help you with that. Because some people tell me time management. Then I tell them, okay, you read Bhagavad Gita. This will help you how to manage time. And then I also give specific verses. You do this, wake up in the morning 2 hours, you do chanting, your rest of the day, Krishna will take care of it, like that. So some people who try it and somehow they find something, they come back. But other people, they say, okay, no, you don't go to her. They tell others also. So in that way, I feel that, I'm like, am I driving people away from Krishna? Because, I'm trying with very limited understanding, because it has helped me. I'm just repeating. So sometimes I feel, that person, maybe if an experienced devotee that person would have come into contact with an experienced devotee, they would have better handled the situation to make them understand how that book will solve their problem. But I am like a neophyte. So somehow, I'm like repeating like a parrot, whatever strikes me by Krishna's mercy at that time. And later on, I think, oh, I should have answered him like this. Why did it not strike me? I told something and I came back, and maybe that led that person away from Krishna. So like this, Prabhu. Such kind of things happen. So it is very sometimes demotivating also. Next time, what should I say, what not to say? Krishna help me like that, Prabhu. So that's why I'm asking such
Actually,
questions.
yeah, actually, I think Mataji, you should give a class on a seminar on how to do the book description. You are so expert, look like so expert in book distribution. You have been dealing with so many people and giving the books. So you should take a seminar on the book distribution, and I will get the good tips how to distribute the books. You're on a mute, Mataji. You're on a mute.
Yeah, not at all, Prabhu. Because every time it's a new learning, Prabhu. Every time we find out what does not work. What is the formula? What works 100% of the time. Yes, I'm still at least because I ask. Some preachers are so to the dot. They just give Bhagavatam sets also. The person feels that, oh, I was just looking for this. And I am like, cannot even distribute small books of Prabhupada, and then they come back to me saying, you said something, this book is saying something else. So that's why, Prabhu, I'm asking some tips which will really work, Prabhu.
Mataji, what you are doing is really amazing. Somebody's message. Yes, she's an expert. She does so many wonderful things, right? So yes, very true, Mataji. What you are going through, what experiences you are. So in our if you remember from our beginning days of Krishna consciousness, sometimes while dealing with our family members, or sometimes we go through such a fanatic experience. We show them such a fanatic face that we actually feel like we have repelled them from the Krishna consciousness. We feel like that. But at the same time, somebody told me, if you would have not so strong about your ideas, probably at that point of time, the initial point of time, if you have not been strong about your ideas, then probably you could have been convinced by somebody else also, or otherwise in the material world, right? So whatever has happened with us is good for us, either for our own learning, and ahead in by our own good example, we may turn others also in the favor of Krishna consciousness, right? So, everybody had their own way of how their immaturity had turned their friends and families away from Krishna consciousness. But over a period when we realize that, we actually try and put a good endeavor. And by seeing our good example, they will come back. So, yes, Krishna and Srila Prabhupada will take care of everything, Mataji. Nothing to be worried. We just follow the instructions of the pure devotees, and we pray for them for sure. Right?
Sure, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Prabhu, there are no more hands and we have 10 minutes. Ashish, Prabhu. Suma Mataji, let me just ask one question. And then, okay, Prabhuji, you said this is the actual question I wanted to ask. Prabhuji, you said it is okay to be a co-enjoyer. Like you gave the example of the driver and the passenger or the owner. As long as you're cooperating with the driver, you also enjoy, right? But is this the mood that a devotee has to cultivate, Prabhu? Because as we try to be co-enjoyers, we always have this enjoying propensity, the Bhoga Vritti, like you mentioned, that is always there. So, like even Kamsa for that reason was very much favorable to Devaki. But when that Akashvani came, when he knew that I am not going to enjoy and this person is going to kill me, or the son is going to kill me, immediately it got transformed. So, even if we have a co-enjoyer mentality, I think, will that not lead to a demonic kind of quality, Prabhu? Because it's very nice, it looks very nice that, okay, I'm also enjoying in this process. Of course, Susukam Kartum Avyayam, very beautifully explained. But what is the balance that we need to keep, Prabhu? That, sometimes most of the times, actually, things will go wrong only, right? We are not actually able to enjoy, right? Like, for example, in today's session itself, right? I was just planning what we have to do, and then we decided we'll do Nama Ramayana. Till 9:30, I was very happy I could complete the Nama Ramayana. And then when it became 9:40, 9:45, I'm like wondering, okay, what is this? How long should I continue Kirtan? I'm just typing on the chat box, has Prabhu joined? So in that way, what happened? I was enjoying till 9:30. After that, it was anxiety. Should I continue the Kirtan, stop the Kirtan? Why Ashish Prabhu is not replying? What am I supposed to do? So enjoyment is until everything goes according to our plan, right? After that, it is anxiety, then we don't know what to do. Then, so Prabhu, irrespective of whether I'm enjoying or not, I should be able to continue my seva. Shouldn't that be our mood? Because we are cultivating only. So let us cultivate for the best rather than think that, I be a co-enjoyer. So I just wanted to understand the difference between that. Hare Krishna. Prabhu.
Okay. So co-enjoyer is what I mean by the co-enjoyer is we don't look for the selfish enjoyment. We don't look for the selfish enjoyment. Right? Let's say you are cooking a good bhoga in the kitchen, right? So you are serving your deities and other family members. So a cook enjoys more when it is being fed to the others, right? And they start enjoying that, right? So in their enjoyment lies their enjoyment, right? So that is a very natural for any cook, right? So that's how I'm meant to say as a co-enjoyer. Uh, Now, even if it means to say that when the Lord has taken a bhoga and he accepted prasad, I accept that Mahaprasad and I relish that Mahaprasad. That's so wonderful, right? Relishing Mahaprasad is not nothing wrong with that, right? Because our nature is we are looking for the enjoyment. We are looking for that happiness, Anandamaya Vyasa. So if we don't look for the spiritual enjoyment, then we'll have to look for the material enjoyment. Better is this one, right? But in that enjoyment, we should never get that kind of feeling that my service is being stopped, right? So our enjoyment is totally based upon circle around the service and Krishna service, right? So that should not go away. If that goes away, then that means I'm not a co-enjoyer. I'm becoming a very selfish enjoyer. So that attitude very much matters, right? So yes, we can be co-enjoyed, but we should not be selfish enjoyers. Co-enjoy in the sense he is the Adi enjoy. He should enjoy first, right? And then the later all the servants do also enjoy. So what I mean to say is, uh, no, I mean to say, see, Kirtan is so pleasing, right? But if you are just for the pleasure of the Kirtan, if you are preaching so much tunes, then you are just caught up into the enjoying the tunes than rather than the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So you are separating actually Hare Krishna Mahamantra and those tunes. It should be in harmony. But Hare Krishna Mahamantra should be in harmony with the tunes. But if you are just changing so many tunes, that means you are just caught up in the tunes. And Hare Krishna Mahamantra is just a sidebar product. So that should not happen. Our focus is well defined. It is spiritual, and they are spiritual. So that's what I mean.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. So in that co-enjoyment thing, for example, if every Mahaprasadam is distributed, I'm the co-enjoyer, right? So, but when the last person just before me, the Mahaprasadam ends. Khatam ho gaya, right? Sometimes it happens with us also. And we are thinking, why me? I've been serving from morning, right? Now the Mahaprasadam got over before me. That means was Krishna not pleased with my seva? Or what is the reason? I'm not allowed to be a co-enjoyer in this case. So how should a devotee take it?
So devotees will you will take a more, you will become more happy that some other guests who had come and they have taken the prasad, right? The devotees are more pleased, and Krishna will not leave his devotee like that. Krishna had arranged something else for sure for them also, right? So there is no dearth of mercy for devotees. Prasad is a mercy, right? There is no dearth of mercy, right? That's what my gut feeling says.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Can I take one more question?
Just one last question.
Padma Mataji. Padma Mataji, are you there? Padma Mataji, are you there?
Yes, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Into the question, Mataji. Now, there are so many people who are really very obstinate. They just don't want to, in spite of giving them prasad, and they are such neophytes. They just don't want to come into Krishna consciousness or even read. So, how do they get Agyat Sukrati, Prabhuji? Will it be in their next birth or what is it? in spite of giving so many prasads, so many books, so much in the sense, giving them so much knowledge, still they are so stubborn, such atheistic, they don't want to come. So what do we do? Do you think in the next birth they'll become Krishna conscious devotees?
Okay. So actually speaking, Agyat Sukriti, uh, the fact that they have accepted prasad, the fact that they have accepted books, or even if they are not accepted the books, but they are talked to you favorably, so they are building the Agyat Sukriti. Now you are talking about the Agyat, fall of Agyat Sukriti. The fall of Agyat Sukritis, they build up more Sukriti. They build up more Sukriti, they will look forward for the devotees for more favorable exchanges. So they will become more and more favorable. But, Nectar of Devotion very clearly says, Bhakti is not a cause of Agyat Sukriti. Bhakti is not a cause of Agyasriti. It is not that by some pious activities we have done, by any amount of pious activities, we have come to the Krishna consciousness. No. Pious activities will take us more favorable. It will give us more stimuli. It will give us a more favorable situation around us so that we can accept bhakti. But it cannot be cause of a bhakti. The cause of bhakti is only bhakta. Okay, so that is to clear that Agyasukruti point.
Okay.
Now you're talking about why if somebody has taken Agyasukruti, why is not turning up to the Krishna consciousness yet. So probably we have to go into our past lives. We have come to the Krishna consciousness and we are practicing Krishna consciousness. So we probably have to go to our previous lives to understand. At least I should go to my previous life to understand that how much uh, how much prasad must have been fed to me, how much devotees must have told me. But in my previous life, I could not take upon, but probably I could have acted favorably to them. So that has brought me to such a favorable atmosphere in this life, and that's how the tide has turned. I could come to the Krishna consciousness, right? So it is not. It is not that they are not turning, but be patient. They may do it. Probably, as I have taken a lifetimes, give him some time so that he may show up he may show up externally at least take up with the Krishna consciousness. That's what my
Okay,
feeling
Prabhu,
says.
but some people are really very stubborn, very, very stubborn, very difficult. I don't think even they are. That's why I asked you, in spite of doing all this, do you think they have a chance to come into Krishna consciousness, at least in their next birth? They just say yes to everything.
Sorry, what they say? What they say?
I said, in spite of doing all that, they are so stubborn, Prabhuji, even after giving so much. We get tired of doing all that, but they don't get tired of hearing. So do you think, now supposing they die, anybody, do you think next birth at least they'll come into Krishna consciousness?
For sure. Why next birth? Probably this birth only, but we have to be just patient, right? Because we don't know our own history. After so many lives, probably we have come to the Krishna consciousness.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Let's give them a chance. Let's be patient with them. When Krishna can be patient with so many people, let's show our patience also.
We can pray for them. We can only pray for them.
Yes. Yeah, for surely. Give them good favorable situations. Yeah. So there was one more hand raised. If we can quickly answer that, that will be the
Soma
last.
Mataji. Yeah, it was Soma.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for Prabhuji for allowing me to ask another question, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, in today's class, you said that Lakshmana straight away, the treatment what he gives to Surpanaka, because her motive was not good. He chops off her nose. So I just want to know, Prabhuji, like how the anger, the emotion that anger, all of us, of course, we have. While practicing bhakti, how can we understand this, Prabhuji, like anger, like the shlokas what you gave the reference in the class, like from the Bhagavad Gita, dhyayato vishayan pumsa. So but for a Lakshmana to behave like that, I just wanted to know just whether did he persuade Shurpanaka in the beginning or convinced her or anything like that before, and only then later on he got angry or something like that, or straight away he for him to act like this. So I'm not able to understand that, Prabhuji. Even
Okay, okay.
Srila Prabhupada also says no, like sometimes Prabhupada also says that giving an example of Gandhiji, like you can't be so innocent, like ahimsa you can't say, like that is why he was treated that way. So I'm not able to understand, but the Lord wants his devotees to be very, I mean, softer, like they should practice ahimsa also. So I'm not able to understand when is it that it's time to be violent and show our anger.
Okay. So actually, yes, we should not be angry. We should be very composed. That so many shlokas in the uh, yogi section, Lord Shri Krishna speaks about. At the same time, Srila Prabhupada also speaks about how can this anger be used into Krishna serving the nectar of instruction. Where he says even Hanumanji used his anger to burn the Lanka. Even Narsingadev was very ferocious and angry on Hiranyakashipu. So everything has a utility. Everything has a utility. So the anger also has a utility. Yes, exactly. Somebody said, dovetail the anger into Krishna's service. But however, there is a catch. However, there is a catch is in the sense, whenever I feel angry, I dovetail that into Krishna's service. But I may say that, okay, I will, as like a Hanumanji, as like a Narsingadev, I can become angry. But actually, their anger is actually not out of their selfish interest. Their anger is not out of their, the attitude behind that is very important. Many times when our conditioned souls or a sadhaka, a neophyte practitioner, when he becomes angry, chastises somebody, he starts feeling like, I am like the same Srila Prabhupada who is chastising his disciple, right? Because the things have to be done right and well. But he should judge in himself that, am my anger, is it devoid of any controllership mentality? My chastisement, is it devoid of all these tendencies? Then my anger can be justified. Otherwise, I cannot just say, okay, I'm just utilizing this anger into the Krishna service. So where there needs a lot of introspection that, before we start speaking about, we can utilize the anger, right? We need a lot of introspection uh, that it is not for our selfish purposes and it is not out of any envious attitude, or if it is out of a pure attitude, then only it can happen. Then it can be justified to be used into the Krishna service.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Wonderful. Hare Krishna.
Thank you all very much. I really saw wonderful, all these wonderful devotees you have been hearing and asking the questions. I'm really grateful for this opportunity that I could serve you all. Ashish Prabhu has been behind me from so many months and years that please come, come. So I was just trying to avoid it, because I was caught up into a few things, but I was not sure what is this audience and everything is. So at last, I said, okay, we'll speak something. So thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to serve all of you.
Prabhu, now that you know the audience, we request you to come very regularly, Prabhu. We will seek your association whenever you are free. Please just drop a message to Ashish Prabhu. Our Monday to Saturday, all days except Sunday, we are open. Whenever you are free, Prabhu, please do come in and give us your association, Prabhu.
Oh my goodness! Monday to Saturday, you all days you have these classes.
Yes, Prabhu.
That's so
Monday,
amazing.
it starts from 9:30, and I don't know when it ends because I attend the English sessions. Ashish Prabhu has actually put forward International Society for Krishna Consciousness. I mean, I think classes go on in so many languages: Urdu, Kannada, Malayalam, Tamil, Telugu, and whatnot. So, truly international or Indian, all the states of India, Prabhu is covered. So maybe French, Spanish, I don't know what is Prabhu's plan for expansion. Because Prabhu has got that intelligence. How to preach Krishna consciousness in an online way. We happily sit at home and we are able to hear Krishna Katha. So my gratitude to you, Prabhu, for the very wonderful session. Please do give us your association whenever possible. And thanks to Ashish Prabhu for this forum. Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranams. So we end with Vaishnava Pranam. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha, Kripa Sindhubhya evacha.
Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah.
Anantakoti
Koti
Vaishnava
Vaishnavendra ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai,
Prabhu ki
Hare
jai.
Krishna.
Krishna ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande.
Hari Hari Bol.
Ki
Pranam Prabhuji, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, with your permission, can I end the session, Prabhu?
Yes, thank you very much.